Hi, my name is Howard Brown. I currently teach three subjects at the Greater Atlanta Adventist Academy: Bible, U.S. Government, and Economics. Of the three, I enjoy teaching Bible the most. Over the last 2 years, we were able to baptize 11 souls. There's nothing more rewarding than seeing the spiritual growth of these students, knowing that God, and also knowing that God used me to be a small part in their development spiritually as well as academically. I find teaching to be rewarding. Interestingly, I did not set out to be a teacher, but a pastor. I attended Andrews University for my first degree, which is a BA in religion. Later, I received a master's degree from Andrews Theological Seminary. It was while I was there, while I was doing my master's, I got the inclination that teaching can be a viable career path. My third year Greek teacher, Mrs. Theresa Reeves, encouraged and recommended I became the Greek tutor for not only the seminary but the entire university. That means that I was responsible for teaching freshmen through graduate studies, individuals, Greek, and that was rather interesting. I found that to be rather taxing as well as rewarding. Taxing in that I had to do a great deal of preparation. I had to find different angles to teach the same content because I came to realize early that not everyone learned the same way. But when they grasped the concept and passed their exams, I felt that the amount of time that I put into teaching the content at different angles was rather worth it. In fact, it paled in comparison to the joy that I experienced when I saw the elation, the excitement, and also sometimes when I received, thank yous from different students. In fact, I remember teaching this one individual Greek, and he currently teaches pastors. And as a result of my tutelage and tutoring, he was able to actually accept his call as a pastor in the church. And so for that, I always think of that as a rewarding a milestone in my career as a teacher, to see that I was able to impact one individual who is now impacting hundreds of individuals for the kingdom of God is just amazing. While I was there teaching, I got a call to pastor in one of our conferences. I did that for about 2 years before deciding to pursue teaching full time. I must admit that my first teaching was characterized mainly by fear. I was made responsible for the education of young minds. Yikes! I remember praying every single day that God would actually guide my path before I entered the class, while I was in the class, and after I finished the class. I bathed myself every single day in prayer, and God actually saw me through despite many mistakes that I made. And I believe that God was able to bring me through those early years because He placed, by placing supporting administrators who encouraged and worked with me diligently, who saw within me the talent, if you will, and were patient to work with me. I'm currently married to my the beautiful young lady I met when I just joined the church. I think I joined the church I remember joining the church when I was 19. I think I got married to her shortly after joining the church. The marriage has produced two beautiful children, Micah and Layla, who were born in Michigan. Interestingly, though, these individuals, despite being born in Michigan, enjoy going to the beach. I guess most people enjoy going to the beach, but I found it to be rather interesting that they enjoy going to the beach. I don't know if it's because they were born in Michigan and it was so far away from the beach, or was the fact that I grew up in Jamaica and spent a great deal of my time actually at the beach myself. I remember one interesting story, just to share a little interesting story about myself. I remember loving that I loved going to the beach so much that one day my aunt basically purchased groceries and asked me to, take the groceries to the house. But instead of going directly to the house, I decided to go to the beach with my friends to swim. I placed a bag of groceries on the sand and jumped in the water and was just having a grand old time. While I was out, way out in the deep, I saw some goats eating some oranges that my aunt had in the bag. But because I was way out in the deep, I could not do anything about it. So I swam feverishly, basically, to get back to the shore. When I got back, luckily enough, the goats had not devoured all the oranges, and so I was able to salvage a couple of oranges. My aunt never really asked me what happened to the oranges, and that saved me from basically having to tell a great fib about my beach and the goat. I've learned then from then never to go to the beach with food that goats can actually eat readily. But I think that's one of the reasons why my kids love going to the beach. I think because I enjoyed going to the beach. DNA has an interesting way of operating. I do pray every single day. One of the prayers that I pray every single day is that God would actually guide my path. I believe that He has guided my path from the very first day I decided to enroll at Andrews University. To basically, at the time I ended up actually signing my contract for the Greater Atlanta Academy. I believe that God will continue to bless me as a teacher, and my desire as a professional is to become a very skilled teacher, and continue to impact young minds. I want to thank you for watching this video. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate you very much.